Hello guys, so today we're going to be solving lesson 20, problems 5, 7, and 9. To start off, we're asked to find the integral or antiderivative of 1, the definite integral of 1 plus sine of x using 0 to pi. So what we first do is we take the antiderivative of 1 plus sine of x. We know that the antiderivative of 1 is x. The antiderivative of sine of x is negative cosine, because the derivative of negative cosine is sine of x. So we put here negative cosine of x. So now we plug in for 0 and for pi. B minus a. So now we say that pi minus cosine of pi minus 0 minus cosine of 0. Now we know that pi, the negative cosine of pi, is negative pi, but since there's a negative here, it will be negative plus 1. And we know that cosine of 0 is 1. And since there's a negative here, it will be negative 1. So now we're left with pi plus 1 minus negative 1, which equates to pi plus 2. And that will be our final answer. For number 7, we're asked to find y of 5x2 plus 2 when x equals 0, x equals 2, and y equals 0. So it's asking for the area here. So what we do is we plug in the information that we know. Area is equal to the integral, definite integral, and since we already have 2, 0, plug it in. 0 being the lesser number, 2 being the higher. Integral of 2, we plug in our function 5x2 plus 2 dx. So now we integrate, and we know that the integration of 5x of 2 is 5x is 3 over 3, because we add a plus 1 here to the 2, and then we divide it by that same number. So it will be 5x3 over 3 plus the integration of 2 would be 2x, since it didn't have an x before. So it will be 2x of 0 over 2. And now, after we plug in these numbers of 2 and 0, 0 being non-existent because x to the 0 would give us a 0 over the denominator, which is nothing, plus 2 times 0, which is nothing. So we can just forget about that. We just plug in this number, we would get 43 plus 4, which would equal 52 over 3. That would be our final answer for number 7. Okay. Alright, find values of c when f of x is x component of 3, and x is greater to or equal to 0, but lesser than or equal to numbers at 3. So what we do here is we plug in with the information that we already know. So we know that we have to find the integral of b to a of f of x, the function, which is f of x 3x, dx. So now we plug in 3, 0, because 3 being that number, it's the number that's either greater than or equal to x, and 0 being the lower number because it's either lesser than or equal to x. x3 dx, which is basically saying plug these numbers in, take the integration of this, and it will be x4 4. But since this is I made a mistake. Hold up. It would be x3 minus x4 of 4, because this is a u to u prime situation. With 3, 0. After we plug those numbers in, we get this number, 81 over 4. However, we still have the constant because it's asking us to find the average value of c. The average value of c times 0 would be 0. So it's actually asking us to find the average value of c when it's equal to 3. So we see, so this is equal to c 3 of 3. Once we plug that in, convert it to decimal numbers, and we get 1.889. That will be our final answer.